Hey, boys and girls. Today is story time with Daddy, and we're going to read How to Win Friends and Influence People for Teen Girls by Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie and Associates. To the wonderful young woman who will turn these pages and influence the future. Chapter 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Dale Carnegie. Imagine waking up one morning only to discover that every move you made, from the clothes you picked out to the way you greeted your parents and friends to the questions you answered in class, was recorded on a giant scoreboard for everyone to see. Although you realize that your score is changing, how people see you, just like theirs is changing how you see them. You can't quite figure it out, which choices are increasingly yours, tally or which aren't. In fact, you're beginning to wonder if your place in the world is decided totally at random. It sounds like some kind of nightmare, right? Unfortunately, it's not. Every day, girls find themselves navigating just such world. School, there are a few times in life that we find ourselves more aware of divisions like being in or out, us or them, cool or hopelessly uncool, and so constantly reminded of where to we all fall on the continuum. A recent study looked at students in grades 6 through 10. Among researchers, findings was that nearly 30% of students surveyed had experienced bullying, either as a victim, a perpetrator, or both. As alarmed as I was to hear the statistics, none of the girls were interviewed for this book even appeared surprised, expected to say they would have thought the number was higher. Many of them share their own experiences, including Julie, age 14. There was a girl in my class named Marie that everyone makes fun of. She's a total perfectionist and always uses the full hours to take a test that the rest of the class finishes in 10 minutes. She's obsessed with ballet, and all of her ever wanted to talk to her was about dance classes. Also, it was kind of the way she looked. I tried to be nice to her, but I also participated in teasing her. She laughed at herself and didn't let people know that she was hurt by what they had said about her. But her mom told my mom that she cried every day after school. When my mom confronted me about it, I felt terrible. I would have told her that I had tried sticking up for her, but it was hard. You want people to like you, and I didn't want to become a target by becoming your friend and sticking up for you. I know how terrible it is. I've teased before. I've been teased before too. From Julie's story, we see that she fall into the both category, experiencing teasing at both as a participant and a victim. It seems unbelievable that someone who knows how horrible it feels to be singled out and ridiculed could ever take part in doing this to someone else. But if we look closely at Julie's words, we can see that she isn't really putting herself in Marie's shoes, regardless of her past experience. If Julie were truly empathizing with Marie, she wouldn't be able not to stand up for her. Rather, Julie is responding to her mom's criticism. Dale Carnegie once said, criticism is futile. It puts a person on the defensive and usually makes him strive to justify himself, or in this case, herself. Actually, he felt so strongly about criticism that he always taught the following principles first. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. It may seem obvious why we shouldn't follow these paths. When we look at Julie's example, she is indulging in the three big C's: criticizing Marie, condemning her for her looks and personality, and complaining that she herself can't do anything to help. As tempting as it may think it to be, that we would never act in such a way, this kind of thinking is, in itself, a form of criticism. We're not here to judge, Julie. Dale Carnegie believed the following: any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain. It takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. We can, however, learn from her. We all know how rotten it feels to be on the receiving end of any unkind words. But Julie's example also shows us how ugly it can be to know you've hurt someone else. No one wants to see themselves as a cruel bully or someone too cowardly to go against the crowd. You don't have to make the same mistake yourself. By finding ways to be less critical of others, as well as learning how to use negative energy to your advantage, anyone can learn how to deal with a tough situation.